Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the Black Manga Critic. We out here, all right, and we about to react to this. I was gonna say Promise Neverland. I love the Promise Neverland. That's just like the Freudian slip or Freudian slips. All right, we about to react to this My Hero Academia chapter. All right, um, chapter 191, y'all. 191. All right, I didn't react to chapter 190. Just didn't have the time last week. I think last week. Just did not have the time. Read it on my own. Wanted to talk about how I felt about all the Endeavor stuff and everything like that. I still have to respond to like quite a few people like that I just wanted to talk to about. Personally, I'll get to those people. Life is busy, y'all. Life is busy. All right, so that's why it's Thursday and I'm just now reading these chapters. Like it's Thursday, and I'm just now reading these chapters. You know what I mean? So at the very least, like I'm like sort of caught up. You know what I mean? Like before, it was like I was like 3 chapters behind. Can't even tell you how many chapters behind on Black Clover, Kimetsu no Yaiba. You know what I mean? Like those 2 manga. Dr. Stone, I'm behind. I gotta get back to those. I just need to like pick a day and just like react to them and just like say I'm gonna react to these chapters. I'm gonna like block out just a few hours, maybe a weekend or something like that, one of the weekend days, and I'm just gonna read them. You know what I mean? Because I want to catch up. I want to see what's going on. Like I got to be caught up on those manga. I really like Dr. Stone and I really like Black Clover. All right, like to me those are like they're just good manga. They're manga that I enjoy. Okay, so I want to get back to that. But that's not the hero there. This is about My Hero. All right, this is about My Hero. I got Samba. What up? What up? All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, let's get it. Because I've been hearing some things. About this chapter. Right? I got to see what's going on. Then I'm going to react to The Promised Neverland. Then I'm going to react to One Piece, okay? Because, One Piece, it's either... I just all talking. Promised Neverland, I know Trent had a discussion about that. I really wanted to join that, but it was so late, and I was just, like, exhausted. I was like, I cannot join the stream right now. If I join the stream, I'm going to wake up in the next day, and I won't be able to teach because I will, like, pass out in the classroom. So I was like, nah, let me not do that, okay? My Hero, y'all. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, chapter 191. That's on page 44. All right, I got my water ready. You already know what it is. Oh. Let's do this. All right, let's see what's going on here. So blurry. Who is that? Huh. No one told me you'd be here. Yo, look at Endeavor. He's so bare. He's just so bare. He's so naked, yo. He's so naked. No one told me you'd be here. It's you, the one who murdered Snatch. The League of Villains, Dabi. No, chapter 191, Dabi, Hawks, Endeavor. Yo, let's go. This should be interesting. Yo, he just wow. Yo, just flames. Yo, that's dope. All right, Snap. Who? More importantly, let's chat while we have this chance. Hot. It's burning hot. Wait, blue fire? That's not from Endeavor? It's too intense. It's too intense, man. Yo, he does blue fire effortlessly. He's just like blue fire. Yo, wait, blue fire's not from Endeavor? It's too intense, man. Yes, the League of Villains is here. It's League member Dabi. He surrounded Endeavor and Hawks with a wall of flames. It's him. But out in the open like that? What's he thinking? What is he saying? Oh, right. Shoto's thinking back. Dabi. Take it easy. I'll handle him. I only have my tiny feathers left, but I can at least buy us some time. Come on, I'm only here to collect the Nomu. There is no way I could actually win, right? Yo, he trolling, man. Dabi trolling. Against the top 2 dudes already beat up and bloody. Yo, that page shift, yo, that's how you write comics, right? That's one of the most important things when it comes to comics, like the shifting, the page turn panel, right? That's so important. When it's done right, it's done right. It's one of those times, y'all. It's one of those times. Trolling, Dobby, trolling. Hawks looking. Endeavor is just beat down. Stomp. Whoa. Someone came out of nowhere. I saw the news and came hopping. Endeavor, Hawks, you boys don't get to have all the fun. Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Who'd you call? Oh, Miracle, okay. And you're with the league? Your butt's about to get kicked, yo. She about to put it in. She about to put in that work, yo. All right. Miracle? Too bad. Right when things were heating up. Who'd you call? Oh, that's nasty. That's that warping quirk, I think. Huh? Bye for now, Mr. Number One Hero. I'm sure we'll get another chance to talk, but until then, just keep doing your thing and don't go dying on me, K. Enji Todoroki. Yo. I mean, come on. Like, I wish it was done now, but you know, let's see how Horikoshi handles this. Talk now. She's not playing around. Miracle's not playing around. And he's gone. Vanished. Darn. That stinks. That's how they got away in Kamino too, right? Anyway, the crisis has passed. They headed off to danger. The threat is now gone. They can't hear me down there, but let me say this. Endeavor, and you too, Hawks. You risked your lives to protect us, and you won. Our new top hero is there, and what I'd like to say to him now is thank you. And Hawks says, seems the day is saved. Now we move on to something else. None of that was according to plan. That's so? Yo, how about some actual cooperation, Dobby? What? Oh, yo. My hero, bro. Come on now. Y'all know I love me some Promised Neverland Haikyuu, but yo, my hero though. My hero out here. My hero's really out here, yo. All right. Again, you can critique manga you love and still be hyped at the hype moments. Come on now. I got her, yo. Oh my goodness. Yo. Yo, Sombra, I wasn't ready, man. Yo, Shotty, what up? Oh my goodness. I gotta read the rest. Come on, let's go. Bruh. Yo, come on. How about some actual cooperation, Dobby? Hey, I thought you only had those baby feathers left. You think I'd meet with a liar like you unharmed? It was supposed to be tomorrow, and not downtown, but at the factory by the water. Plus, this Nomu was clearly a cut above the rest. You could have mentioned that beforehand. I guess I just changed my mind. Didn't I tell you I'd be testing the Nomu's capabilities? But we're both a little guilty. I asked you for someone kinda strong. But you brought the top dog himself. It wasn't much of a test. I thought you'd be thrilled to inflict that kind of damage on him. Besides, you're the one who broke our agreement. I'm supposed to believe the number 2 hero, just like that? This was me testing how much I can trust you. Yo, what is going on? And tell me, why 0 casualties today? Do you really sympathize with us? You came looking to cooperate, but you sure don't act like it. I gotta keep up appearances. A hero can't go losing the public's trust. The more faith they have in me, the juicier the intel I can get. That's to your advantage. Try taking the long view here. What I do for the league's sake, Dobby. Fine, but you don't get a face-to-face with the boss just yet. You'll hear from us, Hawks. Bruh. Join the League of Villains, Hawks. Huh? Hang on, what am I missing here? There's that search team already, right? with Gran Torino in them? How did you know? That's never been disclosed, bruh. There's some double agent type stuff, man. As you just demonstrated, Hawks, you've got sharp eyes and ears. We jumped the gun in the in the communal fight, scrambling to rescue the kidnapped boy. As a result, our intel was lacking, and we severely underestimated the enemy. And intel is what's key if we hope to eradicate the shadow organization. The bioengineered creatures, especially, is all for one's power all that is needed to create them? Until we expose the ins and outs of this league, we're doomed to make the same mistakes again. What about the people they hurt while I'm infiltrating? Do I just turn a blind eye to that? You can and will. That's why we came to you. Whoa. There will be no honor or accolades in it for you. Set your sights on the long game and act accordingly. There's no better man for the job as we see it. Sorry, Endeavor. Oh. Right. That's Snatch. You ever stop and think about the families who got... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Sand Dude, I believe. Or Stone Dude, whatever. I can't remember, but I think that's who it was. Overthought things and kind of snapped there. Yo. Oh, is he bleeding from like his scar? That was a really dope chapter. That to me was like a solid 10 out of 10. That was a solid 10 out of 10 chapter. That was really good. Yeah, Sand Dude, right? Yeah. That was really good. I like that chapter a lot. You know what I love? Like, when you read that in a volume, it's gonna read so beautifully. You know what I mean? Like, there are like chapters where you're like, it is what it is. Kind of move through it. This is one of those chapters that, like, it's not only a dope chapter, but when you read it in a volume, if you haven't read it before, if you read stuff like by the volume, it's gonna be such a dope chapter. Like, it's gonna be so dope, yo. Like reading that in the volume. The page turns and the switcheroo, like, yo, Hawk's a double agent, man. That's dope. That's dope. Man, it was really good. And I think, like, again, like, this is how, right? Like, this is what you do, right? You, like, ambiguity is beautiful. It's beautiful in, like, when it's done well, it's like, man, it's so good, right? We don't know if Hawks is like genuinely like, you know what, I'm not like, he might, right now he might be like, all right, I'm doing a double agent thing, right? But I think there are narratives out there, right? Like, there are stories where you have characters who switch it up, right? No, To Promised Neverland's up next. That's up next. I'm reading that and One Piece today. I got the time because I don't have as much work to do today. I still have to I gotta look at some stuff and comment on my students' work and writing and stuff like that. But that's fine. I can do that. It's different kind of work. But yo, if Hawks was just straight up like, man, I'm evil, that would have been dope. That would be so dope. But I think this is better because it's like, it's mystery, right? Like, mystery is when it's done right, it's really good. And so for me, right? For me, it's like, you know what I mean? Like that ambiguity is great because we don't really know if like Hawks is like in this, right? Like, he's like, if Hawks is someone that could just be like, okay, I'm gonna turn a blind eye to people and let them die, right? And just be like, all right, I'm not worried about like people and whatever, right? Then there's something about him that's just not like, right? Like, there's something about him that's like off. Even for me, I was like, I don't like even like when he was first introduced, I was like, I don't really like this dude, and like just something about him, like he just had this like vibe, just the way he like did things, right? I'm like, I don't know, so I think this is a place where it's like it just kind of ups that for me, right? We don't know if he's actually like straight up like, you know what, I'm gonna betray the heroes and do this thing and da 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 da. And everything like that. I don't know which side he's gonna take, right? With Bakugo, you always knew, right? When he got kidnapped, you were like, this guy's not gonna go turn evil. You understood that. You understood that in his character. You knew it was like, all right, Bakugo wants to be a hero, and like Bakugo just likes winning. Bakugo just likes beating people up and like being praised and stuff like that, right? So there was no way he was going to become a villain, right? Villains don't get praised like that. Like they don't, like, not like that, right? Not in the way that Bakugo would want. So you knew that wasn't going to happen. And, you know, like there's just certain things you're like, nah. You know, but I think this is very good. Now I'm way more invested in Hawks' character. Before I was like, yeah, whatever, Hawks. Like, you know, their quirk is cool, but I'm not super concerned about who you are yet. This is the Horikoshi, man. This is the, like, later in the game, My Hero Academia Horikoshi. Right? This is the Horikoshi I've been talking about when I started doing these reviews and started doing like these reactions and stuff. And I was like, yo, Horikoshi had that bar conversation with Togashi, and he was like, yo, I gotta up my writing game. Yo, could you give me some tips? Give me some tips. He upped his game. All right. And you saw those heat fire chapters. All right, that came out all during the overhaul arc and all that stuff. All right. So he's been going in. And he's shown all the sides. You know what I mean? That's the thing, right? Like he's shown all the sides, all the different, like, the different Horikoshis, right? There's slice of life Horikoshi, you know, super dope, like mysterious, you know, interesting, like particularly, you know, like poignant narrative Horikoshi. You know what I mean? Like, it's dope, man. Dope. All right. Dope. Yeah, I'm not saying he's been perfect, but right, and I've talked about those things, right? Like, you know, but I mean, I haven't seen a manga that's just done every single thing like right. I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but he's been on it. All right. I am really invested in seeing like where this goes. Hawks is sort of like a double agent. That'll be very interesting. And it works, right? I think like I trust Horikoshi to deal with this in like you sort of keep the pace in a good way. I expect him to do that because I think he's proven that he can sort of be like, okay, let's move. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of like for me, I'm loving where this is going. Right? If I was reading One Piece, I'd be like, oh, this is gonna take some time. I gotta take a break. You know what I mean? That's me. So I think with One Piece, I'm gonna see what's going on in the next chapter and see what happens. And I think that's what I'm gonna decide if I'm just gonna be like, you know what, I might take a break for a few chapters and then come back. You know, I don't know. I'll see. All right, but I gotta get to the Promised Neverland. This chapter was dope. I loved seeing Endeavor with no fire on his face. Like that was like I like little subtle things like that. You know, when an author doesn't like when a manga doesn't forget about you know, their characters and what's supposed to happen in certain environments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, I think he's great. I think he's way better than he was, right? I think like he definitely upped his game. In the beginning of My Hero, I was like, it was like cool. It was like, all right. But then like, it just, there was a point it just went up. All right. So I think there's some people that do overhype him. You know, but I don't think it's like, you know, I wouldn't even say it's overhyped. I think there's some people that like really adore Horikoshi and really adore My Hero. So that sort of like, you know, fanaticism that comes with being a fan, right? That's what fans, right? Like fans are, right? Fans are fanatics. So that's gonna come with that. You know, like to me, I'm like, if someone calls themselves a fan of something, like of course they're gonna be like, yo, this is so dope. Like, this person's such a dope writer. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, every mangaka is like, every manga that's like super popular is going to be overhyped, right? Like that's going to happen. I do think there are some, I think that like, it's true that there are some writers that like don't do what some people say they do in certain ways, right? I think that's true, but I don't think writers are ever like sort of overhyped in particular ways. Just because I think like that idea of like, you know, hype and certain things and how excited you feel about a particular thing, that is like so subjective. It's like ridiculous, you know? So I do think that like, it's not even that some things are overhyped, but I think like when people say that certain things have been like certain writers are doing particular things, and then I'm like, but that's not what's really happening. You know, like that's different. That's like a different kind of criticism, you know? So I think like there's a separation in that way. I don't know, maybe I'll talk about that in some other video or something, or have a conversation or whatever. But this was a dope chapter. All right, I gotta get out of here. It is almost 7. I want to make sure, you know, these videos aren't too long. But yo, you know what I mean? Like, I love it. I don't know. I mean, I think that's the point. Shonen is about, you know, sort of superseding fate, right? A big part of shonen is that. And I think shonen and shoujo, in a lot of ways, is you know, and shonen and shoujo do it a bit differently. I think shonen generally is sort of like, you know, how strong are you in terms of like physically, or in terms of like your sort of like aggressive sort of like power, and how do you override fate in that way. Shoujo tends to be like, how does your sort of capacity for how does your sort of like range of like emotional of emotions, and like your capacity to like empathize and stuff like that, and feel and all of those things, and be open about that, and have that used as a sort of metaphor through your like power, you know, like magic and stuff like that. How does that, you know, allow you to override fate, right? Because you see that in a lot of shoujo, right? A lot of magical girl shoujo, slice of life shoujo, stuff like that, whatever, right? You'll see that a lot, right? Like fantasy sort of type shoujo that doesn't necessarily have magic, but some other sort of supernatural stuff and whatever. And it's different, but I think the same sort of ideas are there. It's like, how do I be above this thing? You know what I mean? Even though you write like with shoujo, just like, yeah, you know, certain characters are going to be together and stuff like that. And generally, you know, in a sense, and same thing with sort of shonen. But I think shoujo is just way more about like in a lot of ways like that romance, and how do you be with the person that you want to be with on your terms, right? Not like on some, oh, magically you're supposed to, you know, it's fate, you're supposed to be together, this is magic, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Shoujo is sort of like, how do you supersede that, right? How do you sort of make your own decisions and not have it be about like destiny or fate or whatever? You know, how do you come to those conclusions with your own sort of like willpower and personalities and all sorts of different things? That's kind of how I feel about it. But I need to do like much more like sort of research and looking into like, you know, the narratives and the dialogue and stuff like that, right? But that's kind of how I feel about it, just in terms of like the shoujo that I read and the shonen that I read. But yeah, all right. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like that fate stuff. Whenever you see stuff like that, and that's generally like a narrative, right? It's like, you know, you don't ignore it per se, but you take it with a grain. You take it with like a teaspoon of salt. You know what I mean? You take that stuff with like a teaspoon of salt, because that's sort of the point, especially within shonen and shoujo narratives. The point is like, oh, this person saw, you know, with shoujo, just like, oh, this person had vision, you know, some magical vision or something like that, or some supernatural vision or whatever. And this is coming, right? And Cardcaptor Sakura, you see that, and that's a big deal. And clearly, and in that instance, it's like, how does Sakura sort of like, you know, do her thing? You know, how does she make this something that, like, how does she get past that? How does she get past sort of visions that are sort of like telling her, oh, these are the things that have to happen, and there's a sort of like doom and dread that sort of comes with that. How do I get past? How does Sakura get past that doom? How does she get past that dread and move to something that's much more about, you know, perseverance and success and growth and emotional growth, you know, and all of that, and magical growth and all those things. So I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about that. Let me end the stream now so I get to the Promised Neverland. But this was a dope chapter. To me, this was a 10 out of 10 chapter. Not only because of the sort of heel turn, but then the sort of double heel turn, right? It was like, oh, well, Hawks is like, you know, like he's doing his thing. And then we get to know that, okay, he's actually a double agent, and maybe he's acting and maybe he's not. We don't know. But that's the kind of ambiguity that I like. All right. That's the kind of ambiguity that I like. I got to get to the Promised Neverland. I got to see what's going on there. All right. I'm the Black Manga Critic, y'all. This was my live reaction / initial thoughts to My Hero Academia chapter 191. Okay. This was a 10 out of 10. This was a 10 out of 10 chapter. And again, I don't often give out 10 out of 10s. The reason why this was a 10 out of 10 was because the pacing was beautiful. It was beautiful pacing. It didn't stay at a certain point for too long. Right? It didn't do that. Okay. And then we got the heel turn, and we got the flip heel turn. Right? It was just great stuff. Great stuff. Right? Dabi was talking about some stuff. You saw that the wounds are clearly like just very, like, that was weird. Like he was like legit bleeding through the wound. So what's going on there? Like it was a little fresh. Like it was interesting. It was interesting. Okay. I guess like that wound was from like Hawks. Like I guess Hawks like sort of cut him or whatever. But it was dope. It was dope. All right. It was dope. I loved it. I thought it was great. Okay. And I'm looking forward to the next chapter. That's what like a dope 10 out of 10 chapter does. It makes you look forward to the next chapter and enjoy what you have in front of you. Okay. All right. So on the Black Manga Critic, I gotta go react to that Promised Neverland greatness. And One Piece is still like generally greatness, but so lately it's been kind of but One Piece is still greatness. All right. One Piece is still a dope manga overall, but it's just gotta pick it up a bit. Okay. I gotta go react to that. So the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out.